see, guys, we got a Rheem unit. We have no power to the thermostat at all upstairs. M3505, manufactured 8 of 2005. We'll turn the breakers off, open it up, and see what we got. Okay, the first thing I check is to make sure I have power coming through the breaker. You can see there's 2 breakers here, although only one is in use. So they're only using partial emergency heat. Okay guys, I got one side of my meter on the ground over here. I'm going to flip this breaker on and see if we've got juice coming through the breaker. Okay, we've got 126 volts on that side, 126 volts on the other side, just for kicks. $253 volts total. The next thing to check will be the transformer to see if there's 24 volts. I don't expect to have 24 volts because the transformer is not humming and it is cool to the touch. So I'm thinking we have a bad transformer. Okay guys, we have 0 volts coming out of the transformer. So I'm going to unwire the transformer and check continuity. Okay folks, the secondary side of the transformer has 2 ohms. It does have continuity, you can tell by the beeper. Okay, and we'll check the primary side, and it is open. So the primary side of this transformer is open. The winding has been broken somewhere, maybe by a voltage surge, maybe just because everything's made cheap. But what I will do is, I hate these transformers on these Rheems, the way they're mounted. These little compact air handlers. I'm sure I don't have one that'll fit exactly, but I'll find one that'll fit and work and get it going. So I'll get back with you after I get it apart. Okay guys, here's the old transformer. It was of course a 24 volt, and it's a 40 VA. Here's my new one. I just mounted it down here where the optional ground lug location was. The wires will come right through this hole. This is a high voltage. I have the orange going to orange, the white going to black. That would be for 240 volt configuration. I think on this one the black is 120 volt if you use it with the white, in case you had a furnace. And then the red would be 208 volt. Because I don't know what happened to this transformer yet, I haven't turned anything on. I've stuck a little 5 amp circuit breaker in the line. I'll check amps on everything once I start it up here and make sure it was just a faulty transformer and not a bad contactor or sequencer or something that caused the, or even a short that caused the transformer to fail. Okay guys, I hope that'll focus. I'm trying to hold it with one hand, but we're going to have more work to do. I have the fluke meter set on amps, and I'm on the secondary side of the transformer. And when I flip on the breaker, 11 amps. So I'm going to start narrowing down where the short or bad component is, and we'll go from there. Okay, I cut loose the compressor, the yellow lead going out to the outdoor unit, and had the same amps, so I took the reversing valve loose. But the amps went away when I broke the blue wire. So I'm thinking that the wire may be damaged or something wrong with the defrost board itself. So I'm going to go out to the outdoor unit at this point and investigate this blue wire. Okay, I'm just going to pull the blue wire off out here. I checked it to common after I unplugged it, and it is not shorted, so I'm thinking we may have a problem out here, but I'm going to go back inside and hook it back up and make sure unplugging the blue does away with our high amp draw. And with everything reconnected in here, we're back to a 0.1 amp draw. So I'm going to go outside and investigate the defrost board and see what we can find wrong with it. Well guys, I looked at the board real careful, and there's no burnt places or anything on it. The blue just goes runs through a relay on the board and then goes over to the reversing valve. So I plugged it back up and came down here, and when I hooked the blues together now, see if I can get a good focus on this. When I hook the blues together now, I hear the valve engage outside. However, it doesn't pull the 11 amps any longer. So I guess I better go out and just look at all the wiring carefully, make sure there was no chafed spots that may have grounded and something I moved when I touched it. Well, I've been looking. I took the little grommet out so I can make sure nothing was going on right there. So finally I stripped back the thermostat wire so I could get a good look at it. Guess, wish this phone would focus. I guess that's what was causing our trouble. It was rubbing over here against the unit, looks like. So I'm going to take that up, pull it over out of the way, bolt the defrost board back in, start it up and check it out. The red was chafed a little bit too, and the orange had a nick in it, all of it about the same place along the wire. Almost like it had been nicked when the original insulation was stripped back off the wire. And then of course rubbing against this didn't help. You can see there was actually two rubs. I'd say this was the blue reversing valve wire, and this was probably the red wire that was almost rubbed through right here. It was real close if it wasn't all the way rubbed through. So I got my grommet back in. I'm going to button it up and check it out. Okay guys, I'm going to put the door back on. I stuck these high voltage wires in a piece of wire loom where they come through this original square cut hole for the transformer, and just tied the transformer wires, or the low voltage wires, back together down here. So ready to button up. Thanks for watching.